Hi everyone, Dave and Katharine here for Fantasy Fitnessing. We are here to run through our news and nonsense in the open. Lots of athletes did some things, and we're gonna kind of look at whether we think those things matter. So, we're gonna start with Mallory O'Brien.
All right, Mallory O'Brien, winner of the 2022 CrossFit Open with two firsts and a second, completely dominant performance overall. I think this is definitely a statement and something that we need to watch for the season. I'll probably move her up to second in my women's rankings ahead of both Horvath and Magala based off of this. Not sure it's going to be enough to beat Tia at the games, but it's going to be an exciting season to watch, which as a fan is what we can hope for.
Yeah, I think it matters because it says that Mal's here, like she's legit. Everybody is saying like open doesn't really matter. It's true. They all go back to zero, but they're all training through it. Like I think all the athletes are treating it the same way, which does in a way even out the open. So I do think this is a statement from her that she's here and she's here to compete and take some points away. On to the next athlete is Saxon Panchik.
So Saxon Panchik, the men's winner. I'm not sure this is news that is going to impact the season. So he did win, which is a great accomplishment for him. We want to congratulate him on that. But last year he was fourth, so it isn't a massive jump for him from a placement standings. He did move to proven, but that was a week or two before the Open started, so I'm not really sure that much that move impacted the performance. So I think there's still a lot to see. Probably his quarterfinal result will mean more than this Open, but it is a good accomplishment for him. I'm not sure it's going to change the course of the season.
Yeah, again, just cementing he's here and he's gonna push. All right, next is Emma Cary.
So Emma Cary's final position, I'm not sure what it was, but I think it is definitely something that we do need to keep our eye on. So she did finish third in 22.1, but then ended up 8 or 9,000th-ish in 22.2. So this is something to keep an eye on. I'm concerned that Emma Cary is doing okay after the back injury she sustained at Dubai. Something just seems out of place to go from a third to 8,000th and changed. Something just seems off. So I hope she's okay. I hope she's able to kind of get back into form for the rest of the season. But to me, this is definitely something to watch from one of our elite athletes.
Yeah, to me, it's a bit of a red flag. So 22.2, she was 9,673rd, and then 22.3, she was 216th. Hopefully she's okay. I'd say this, given that she was having back injuries, and then the burpee and deadlift workout is one that caused her some problems. Hopefully she's all right, but definitely keep an eye out for her because 2,475th is not what we expected to see from Emma Cary. And next, we're going to go to her training cohort and just kind of talk about the brute strength, just the men.
Yeah, just the men. So I guess this is, to me, both news and nonsense at the same time. So on the news side, I think it is a statement that these guys are here. So Dallin Pepper, Phil Toon, James Sprague, Matt Poulin, like all of them finishing top 10, top 15, is definitely a statement that they are going to be contenders for events at the games. What I'm kind of concerned about, or not necessarily concerned about, but what kind of is tempering my enthusiasm is that they all did exceptionally well. Like the entire training cohort finishing in the top 15 is, unprecedented. And so to me, there's something with their training that is pushing all of them to that, high level of performance in the Open versus just one or two, popping or, hitting the top of the leaderboard. So the fact that all of them are up there, it almost is tempering my enthusiasm for them and kind of a wait to see what happens at the next stage.
Yeah, and I don't think you're alone in that. It seems a bit sort of peaking too soon. I know they're still training through it and all that, but yeah, it's too many of them too high up there for very different athletes. And the newest addition to the brute strength men is Roman Krenikov.
No, yeah, Roman Krenikov. His Open, not really where we would expect it compared to previous years, but like this is a guy that might have done 3 events in 3 different or 2 continents and 3 different gyms. So a lot of moving part to Roman's season as he settled down. So I'm not really too concerned about his finish there. And just it's more just a wait and see for him once he settles out and picks a place to train.
Yeah, that'll be good to see for him to settle. And then next is Brooke Wells.
So Brooke Wells finishes 5th overall. To me, this is news. This is news that her rehab went well, and she is back and recovering. And hopefully, we're able to see her, at the stage we did, or at the level we saw her at the games this year. So finishing in 5th place, this is actually her best open finish ever. So it's something that is definitely something to keep an eye on, and it was good for Brooke to come into this season.
Yeah, that is awesome to see. On to the next. Lazar Dukic.
So Lazar Dukic, 273rd in the 2022 Open. I think this is news as well. I know there's a lot of back and forth of the Open not being as serious this year. A lot of people are just doing in Friday night lights with their gym. But this is a guy who was 34th last year. And over the last 5 years, 273rd is his 4th best finish. So not really good for him compared to what he's done in previous years. So, and again, what we said with Brute kind of goes here, but a lot of the other Mayhem crew lit it up this year, like Froning, Haley Adams, I think was top 10 as well. So to see him, regress from his performance last year, kind of raises some red flags for me into where he's going for the season. So I'm not sure he's going to have the same top 10 finish this year, and this, kind of flags it a bit more for me.
Yeah, that is a bit concerning to be one of his weaker finishes in the last 5 years. That's not great. On to the next athlete is Brent Fikowski.
So Fikowski just eked his way into the top 1,000, 992nd. He seems to be the poster boy for the Open, is just a step in the way, not really taking, it too seriously. He was posting a video of him, dumping a dumbbell and having to run after it after 22.1. So I'm not really too concerned about this. This is kind of just noise in the process. When it matters, Fikowski will be there.
Yeah, he didn't do them all at his garage gym. He did one in Calgary. Yes, the epitome of the Open not really mattering and just knowing you're elite enough to make it. Next, Sam Kwant. So
Sam Kwant, 25th this year. Again, this is news to me. Last year he was 224th, and everybody just chalked it up to being comp train. He's just comp train. They just don't do well in the Open. So for him to go 224th and miss the games altogether, he's back home, back in his barn, finishing 25th. To me, this is a sign that Kwant is somebody to watch. And maybe he gets back into that top 20 again at the games.
Yeah, hopefully this is meaning he's worked out the health issues and stuff like that, and that he's possibly going to be back to maybe make another push again. All right, on to Ellie Turner.
So Ellie Turner, 7th at the Open this year. I think this is a good statement for her to show that she is at that level, that lead level. So what deserved to be at the games last year, a strong performance at Wodapalooza. What it means for the season, though, I don't know. She could be a top 20 games athlete, but not qualify out of Torian. So that if they make all the athletes go back, we'll have Tia Toomey, Kara Saunders, Jamie Simmonds, who we'll touch on in a minute, and Ellie Turner. So really happy for Ellie Turner and all the training she's done, but I'm not sure if this 7th is actually going to highlight anything from a season standpoint, just due to the high-end elite athletes that will be at Torian.
Yeah, maybe it means something. She was 2nd in Oceania, but again, it's the Open. I really hope for her that this is setting a statement that she is going to push some of those athletes in the Oceania region. Hopefully. And Chandler Smith is next.
So Chandler Smith, I do think this was news and something for us to watch at 59th in the Open. So it is actually a step back from in terms of Open finishes last year. he did have his elite performances, as we've talked on the last couple of weeks, so we can share that slide again. But to me, what matters here is that his weaker events were significantly higher than they were last year. So last year in 21.1 with the wall walks, I think he was like 700 and 800, where this year his weaker events was in the 2-300 range. So we know he has those elite performances, but to me, what matters here is that kind of his weaker events were stronger, significantly stronger than they have been in past years, which kind of gives some optimism that he is going to perform at that elite level this year.
Yeah, that's good to see. And then back to the Oceania region women, Jamie Simmonds.
So Jamie Simmonds, 10th place. So excluding her injury year last year, this is her 6th top 10 open finish in a row. So Jamie Simmonds does what Jamie Simmonds does in the open. But to me, it is news because she is coming back from that shoulder injury. And this, again, similar to Brooke Wells, shows that she is back on her game and is somebody to be reckoned with going into the game season this year. Yeah,
it's always good to see an athlete back from injury doing what they do. And another female athlete to Katrin Davidsdottir.
So Katrin and Davidsdottir, I think this is her worst open finish ever since 2012. I think she was like 235th, 237th, somewhere in that range. To me, this is really just noise at this point. I'm not sure, or I guess we were kind of on the fence of where Katrin would be this year based off of moving back to Iceland and just the training regime. So having this finish doesn't make me concerned of where she's going to end up in this year, but it doesn't give me that, that excitement to be like, yes, Katrin's going to be back in that podium contention. So kind of just standard status quo for Katrin after the Open.
Yeah, just kind of leaves her in the unknown land a little bit. Onto another injury comeback with Jonne Koski.
All right, Koski, 13th this year. So just kind of right in that same range he finished last year. I think he was in the top 10 type of range. So kind of where we would see him in the Open, which is great to see, considering he's also coming back from off-season surgery. So I think it is news that Koski will be back for another top 10 games finish this year.
Yeah, it's great to see. Okay, next athlete is Matilda Garnes.
All right, Matilda Garnes has now back-to-back 11th place finishes in the Open. So again, showing that she does belong in that elite conversation in terms of European women. So last year she was, I think, 7th in the last chance or 7th in the semifinal and 5th in the last chance qualifier. So right on that cusp line to make it to the games. So again, continuing at that level in the Open, I think we'll see her in Madison.
Yeah, she could be a bit of a dark horse pick to make it through the European semifinals for sure. And then one athlete that I'm super excited is kind of trying to come back is Lukas Hogberg.
Yeah, so Lukas Hogberg, he was 1100th in the Open last year, came back 73rd at quarterfinals. He missed semifinals altogether and, it was quite transparent that he just wasn't in shape. So for him to come back, 250th, not really that elite performance, but does show that he is back. He is taking the season. Seriously. So, and he is only a few years back from finishing 3rd in 2018 on the podium at the CrossFit Games. So the talent's there, and it looks like kind of the drive and motivation's there as well.
Yeah, he was on the podium, and then we had a couple weird seasons and didn't really know how things played out. And then I think last year, the not making it through has, I'm hoping, lit a fire. I love watching him compete, so hopefully that happens this year. And then last athlete we're going to talk about is Colten Mertens.
So Colten Mertens finished off with a top 10 finish this year in 2022. Last year he was 18th, so it jumped to the top 10, but not a significant jump for him. And then again, he did have some elite finishes last year. I think he had a top 5 finish in 21.2 with the box jumps and the snatches. So some of these open events, play to his strengths. It'll be interesting for me to see what happens in quarterfinals and semifinals for him of what will transpire in Madison. So to me, kind of some noise right now. We'll see what happens next for Colten.
Yeah, I agree there too. We need a bit more breadth to the testing. There's lots of, range of motion discussions. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
You had to go there.
I had to go there.
But with Colten, dude's looking ripped.
Oh, he's it doesn't take anything away. It's true. Everybody's talking about it. But we're just saying it's noise for now, so we'll see. Right? Okay, so that is our open noise or nonsense. Or no, news or...
News or nonsense, news or noise. Whatever we call it.
Our open wrap-up.
All right.
And on to looking forward to quarterfinals.
All right. If you haven't already, our quarterfinals game is open on fantasyfitnessing.com. We got some Gooder sunglasses here to all of the podium finishers for all our games all season long. So head to fantasyfitnessing.com, sign up for free, join your affiliate league, create a league of your own with your buddies. It's a lot of fun. In the meantime, give us a follow on Instagram at fantasyfitnessing. All right, take care and have fun.
See ya.